Hi, hello, welcome back to Sri's channel. Today let us learn about verb. There are many more topics interrelated with verb. What are they? Let us learn in the upcoming videos. But before, what is a verb? There are many definitions of verbs. Before we learn all of them in detail, what is a verb? What does it do? What are the types of it? Let us learn it. But before, please subscribe my channel and like my channel, share my channel, and give please comment. So what are verbs? Verb is a word which describes an action in a sentence. In a sentence, the action words are represented by verbs. I play football, they skip quickly. Play, skip, eat, is, these are all the verbs. Doing actions. Doing words are called as verbs. Simply, action words can be called as verbs. So, a verb can be represented by action word. We eat Sangati, Bob is 7 today. So, you might have seen last sentence, Bob is 7 today. That is not action word, but it is the state of being. So, verb describes in its definition like a verb is a word which describes action or a state of being. So, either it can tell the state of its being or it can describe the action which is going on. So, here it can be given clearly. A verb is a word that expresses an action or a state of being. So, in first sentence, she ironed her dress. So, it is action word. Second sentence, she feels tired. Here, feels also indicate verb. She is feeling very tired. That is her state of being. That is her condition. So, both action words and state of being can be represented through verbs. So, by now, I think you might have got a clear idea of what a verb is, right? So, verbs are of different types. There are many types of it. Let us learn each of them very clearly and keenly with all the examples. So, we have learned the definition. Let us see examples of the action words, that is verb. So, drawing. In the picture, you might have seen one girl drawing. So, drawing is an action. And another girl is hopping. Hopping is action. Jumping. One more girl reading and writing. You can see another girl dancing there. Diving in the water, swimming. So these are all action words. They represent actions. And there are nearly 15 types of verbs: regular, irregular, transitive, intransitive, non-continuous, like many are there. Let us learn them, almost all 15. Let us learn all of the verbs one by one. But before we get started into, let us learn a topic: direct, indirect, object. It is not direct, indirect speech. It is direct, indirect, object. We need to learn the difference of direct and indirect object. First, direct object. I walked the dog this morning. See here, direct object answers the questions for whom or what. If you can ask this question with whom or what, you'll get I walked what? So with what did you walk? With a dog. You got an answer. So dog is direct object for the pronoun or noun I. So here pronoun or here the pronoun for I, dog is the direct object. So since subject is doer of the action, receiver of the action is called object. In that receiver we have direct receiver, that is direct object, and indirect object. Okay, so direct object we get only questions by whom or what, but we do not get with when, where, or how. Direct object doesn't tell about when, where, or how. Like I walked this morning. You can't tell the answer when, where, or how. You can't tell. One more example. She wrote a letter. So, as I told you, subject she. So, subject is one who does the action. So, who is doing action here? She. And action, till now we have seen action words. Actions represent verb. So what is the action here? Writing. She already wrote a letter. So that is direct object. What did she write? A letter. So now let us learn indirect object. Indirect objects is the secondary receiver of the action in a sentence. So direct objects are the first receivers. These are the second receivers. For example, Justin gave his girlfriend a diamond ring. So who is the subject? Justin, because he is doing the work. What is the work? Giving. What did he give? Ring. So what did he give? If you get answer for that, it is direct object, ring. To whom he gave? Girlfriend. His girlfriend. So his girlfriend becomes indirect object. So first, if you get answer for what, it will be your direct object. If you get answer for whom, you'll get indirect object. To whom it is given, then you will get a clarity for indirect object. So direct object, direct doesn't depend on an indirect object. By this we can clearly say indirect object clearly depends on direct object. Can we say Justin gave his girlfriend? What did he give? So direct object is must. But without indirect object, a sentence can be Justin gave a diamond ring. So he gave diamond ring to whom? For that we need indirect object, but not compulsory. So direct object doesn't depend on indirect object. He gave diamond ring to someone, it may be. If it is present, then it will become indirect object. So I hope you understood. Let us go with one more example of indirect objects and direct objects so that it will be very clear for you. We have to know this because in the upcoming type, that is transitive and intransitive, these direct indirect objects are needed very much. So one more example for indirect object. He gave the private a chance. So what is the verb here? Give. Past form of give, gave. So gave is the verb. Who received? The pirate. I'm sorry, before I read wrong. Pirate. He gave the pirate a chance. So who received? Whom he gave? A pirate. What did he give? A chance. So if you can get answer for what, it is direct. To whom he gave the chance? To pirate. So pirate becomes indirect object. Subject, verb, indirect object, direct object. You can see the structure now. He is subject, gave is verb, pirate is indirect object, chance is direct object. So definition of indirect object is the recipient of indirect object. One more example. John bought his son a present. So John is the subject because he is the doer of the action. What did John bring? A present. So you are getting answer for what? If you can get answer for what, it will be direct object. So a present is indicated by direct object arrow mark there. And now, to whom he bought? For his son. So whom will give you answer for indirect object. His son is denoted by one more arrow for indirect object. So son is subject, bought, past tense of bring. So son subject, bought verb, his son indirect object, a present direct object. Subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. One more example. He showed her a picture. So subject is he because he is the one who is doing action. One who does the action will be subject. So he is the subject. What is the action he is doing or what is the work he is doing? Work represents or action represents verb. So he is doing the action called showing. He showed. So showed, show, showed. We will discuss the conjugation, I mean how it changed from showed to showed in the upcoming videos. So showed is verb. He showed what? A picture. So again, if you can get answer for what, it is direct object. So direct object here is picture. To whom? For her. To her, he has shown a picture. He had shown a picture. He showed a picture to her. So he showed her a picture, or it can be. So he is subject, showed is verb, her is indirect, picture is direct. Indirect object doesn't depend upon direct object. You can observe here, right? He showed a picture to whom? Her. So her becomes indirect. If you can get answer for whom, it will be indirect. If you can get answer for what, it will be direct object. Direct object doesn't depend upon indirect object. Indirect object always depend on direct object. It needs. Okay, so subject is the one who does the action, object is the one who receives the action. So here two objects are receiving the action. First recipient is direct object, second recipient is indirect object. So the differences can be like this. Direct object, a noun or pronoun receiving the action. Indirect object, a noun or pronoun that receives the direct object. So it can be either noun or pronoun which receives the action. What is that? Direct object. Direct object can receive the action, but indirect object receives from direct object. Direct object doesn't depend on indirect object, but indirect object depends on direct object. So here is one more example, and the structure till now what I am giving to is very clearly presented here. Subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. What it is? She's teaching math, English. Suddenly she involved pluses. In the structure will be given like this only. So subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object will be our sentence. He gave. So according to that structure, let us write subject he, verb gave, the indirect object to whom? His teacher. The example below I am reading. What did he give? An apple, which you can see in that boy's hand. So he is subject, giving is verb, that is action. To whom he gave? For his teacher. So indirect object. What did he give? An apple. He gave his teacher an apple. I hope you liked my channel. If so, please subscribe it, like it, comment it and share it. Thank you.